Hi, do you speak English? Good. What do you think about this question? How many water? It sounds weird, right? But why? Water is an uncountable noun. That's why we cannot use many in this case. But what is an uncountable noun? It's a noun which we cannot count. Sounds weird. But what is it? Here's an example. Coffee, or water, or geld, or milk, or tijd. Uncountable means we cannot say 2 melk, 2 tijd, 3 money, 3 geld. We use other words to count these nouns, like 2 liter, 2 uur, $3, etc. So how do you use articles with uncountables? Now first you need to ask yourself, do you already know what I'm going to talk about? Is it specific? Or it's not specific, in general? For instance, ik drink de koffie. Coffee you made for me. Remember? So you know it already. That is the meaning behind the. Another one. Ik heb het geld. Remember? The money you gave me. In both cases, uncountables are specific. It means that you and me will both know what I'm talking about. Some cases, uncountables could be not specific, in general. For instance, ik drink koffie. Coffee in general. You can say that there is invisible un inside, which is going to become visible when we're going to deny this coffee. But you're going to learn it later. Ik heb geld. Money in general. But sometimes we do use an article, un, with coffee. But how? Let me explain. Ik drink een koffie. What is the meaning of this? Now, there's an invisible meaning inside un. It's obvious from the context that you're talking about een kop koffie. Ik drink een koffie. A cup of tea. It's obvious from the context. Ik drink koffie without an article with invisible un. It means I drink coffee in general. I do like coffee and I drink it. Here I have some examples. So un you use when it's obvious from the context or from the situation where you are. Mag een koffie? You see, coffee is uncountable and we use un. In cafe, actually it's obvious that you're asking not a track of coffee, not a container, but a kopje koffie. So that's why we skip in speaking, spreektaal, and spoken language, kopje, because it's obvious. In this case you would say, mag ik een koffie? Can I have a coffee? Imagine op de markt. They're selling bags coffee, right? In that context you would say, mag ik een koffie? And you're referring to a bag, een zak. Imagine there's another situation. You and me working on a container ship. And we have a lot of containers with coffee. I can say something like this. Mag ik een koffie? Maar referring not a cup coffee, but a container with coffee. Alright? Another example. What is Americano? Now you can say Americano is een soort koffie. But you can also say Americano is een koffie. But it should be obvious from the context that I'm talking about een soort, which is type of coffee. Another example. What is lavazza? I hope my Italian pronunciation sounds good to you. This is my favorite coffee, espresso lavazza. So, lavazza is een merk van koffie, which is a brand of coffee. Or you can say as well, lavazza is een koffie. But again, it should be obvious from the context that I'm talking about, not about a type of coffee, but about a brand. Another example. Ik eet brood. You see, we don't have article there. It is invisible een. What does it mean? Brood is what we call a mass noun. It's uncountable. It's a mass kind of. It means I eat bread in general. Mag een brood? In this case, you are in the supermarket and you're asking about a loaf of bread. Sometimes we use een with tijd. And what does it mean? Here's an example. Hoe lang woon jij al in Nederland? How long have you been in the Netherlands already? Al in tijd. Already. Een tijd. So what is een in this context? Now what is time? Let's imagine this as a timeline. Without beginning and without an ending. Now we're making time countable by adding een. So what is een tijd? Just some time. What is some? It's undefined quantity of time. So you can reply already some time. Alright, but we are not going to use een in this context for questions. So you wouldn't say, heb jij een tijd voor mij? No, this would be a mistake. You need to use wat. And wat in this context means some. Heb jij wat time voor mij? Do you have some time for me? There's another usage, how to use een. We also use een with wat. But it has another meaning. Here's an example. Wat een weer. What a weather. Wat een rommel. What a mess. So, what does it mean? We use wat plus een to express your positive or negative opinion about the quantity or quality, or to express your exclamation or surprise. So what does it mean? What and where? Now, in this case, is kind of weather, and it's very specific what you mean, specific for you, right? It's you meaning your opinion depending on context. Maybe it's a good weather, maybe it's a bad weather, maybe it's a dangerous weather, maybe it's lovely weather. You see, is something what defined a kind of weather, but only for you. But it will be obvious, quite obvious from the situation. Another example. Wat een rommel. Now, what's een? Maybe it's quantity. Like a lot. Maybe it's quality. Maybe bad. Or maybe something specific. I don't know. It's depending situation. And you expressing, you actually explanation or surprise or giving you a positive or negative opinion. That's how you can use with uncountables.